So ito po, follow-up po to dun sa Bicameral Conference Committee report kung saan pong merong mga blank provisions. Kasi meron pong mga recent developments, diba, na very interesting if you ask me. So unang-una po si President Bongbong Marcos, alam niyo naman po siguro, nag-react na siya, tinawag po niyang sinungaling or sabi po niya he's lying daw, directly targeted at former President Rodrigo Duterte. Tapos sa Congress naman po, nagsalita na rin si Congressman Raul Manuel of Kabataan Party List kung saan sabi po ni Kong Manuel is that yung niratify daw nilang BICAM report sa Congress is may blankong provisions nga talaga. At dahil po dyan, kasi medyo interesting po, magbibigay po tayo ng follow-up discussion. So today po, para mas klaro tayo, magdi-discuss po ako ng multiple scenarios. Kasi kung makikita po ninyo dun sa statement ni PBBM, mukhang meron po silang miscommunication or misunderstanding ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. Kasi si PBBM po, he was discussing the General Appropriations Act or yung batas na mismo po. Si FPRRD naman po and his group, yung dinidiscuss po nila is actually yung Bicameral Conference Committee report or yung bill pa lang po yan. Okay, so para po mas klaro tayo, magdi-discuss po ako ng multiple scenarios at i-discuss ko po kung ano yung possible legal consequences sa mga ganung scenarios. Okay, so yung scenario A po natin, this will be a continuation po of our last discussion. Okay, so yung Bicameral Conference Committee report po is may blank provisions, tapos pinirmahan yun ng majority ng members ng BICAM Conference Committee, tapos later on, it was submitted to Congress and was ratified by members of the Congress despite the blank provisions. Okay, tapos after po niyan, sinubmit to the President, tapos yung President, let's say, finilapan niya yung mga blank provisions na yun until eventually, pinirmahan din po ng Presidente at naging General Appropriations Act. So in this scenario po, which we will be calling Scenario A, ang possible legal issues po dito will be related directly to Congress and to the President. At para po mas maintindihan nyo talaga, brief lecture lang po tayo ng lawmaking process under the Constitution. Okay? So yung lawmaking process po that is vested exclusively with the legislative branch of the government or the Congress. And mga bills which involves appropriation must originate exclusively from Congress po or sa lower house. Okay? At ang trabaho po ng Presidente when it relates to the lawmaking process, specifically the budget lawmaking process, is that unang-una po niyan, siya yung may kapangyarihan mag-propose sa Congress, okay? At ginagawa po yun ng Presidente pag-submit po niya ng tinatawag na NEP or yung National Expenditure Program. So yan po yung proposal niya, isasubmit niya yan sa Congress ngayon, tapos yung Congress, re-reviewin lahat yan kung ano yung magiging final provisions ng bill. Okay, so after po ng proposal ng Presidente, pupunta po yan sa Congress for the first, second, and third reading, tapos transmit sa Senate, first, second, third, and reading din po. Tapos pag hindi sila magkasundo or may conflict sa version nila, pupunta sila ngayon dun sa Bicameral Conference Committee report. Tapos kung may agreement na sila dun, yung BICAM report, ipaparatify nila yan sa Congress for final approval. Tapos once ratified po by Congress, yan po yung ngayon yung final version of the appropriations bill natin na itra-transmit ngayon sa Presidente. At ang trabaho po ng Presidente dyan, once matransmit na po sa kanya, is either pirmahan po niya yung bill para maging batas agad or i-veto po niya yung bill. Okay, so yan po yung options. It's either i-sign niya or i-veto, pero wala pong power ang President mag-amend ng any provision of the bill na sinubmit sa kanya ng Congress. Okay, so hopefully naintindihan po nyo yung brief summary lecture lang natin ng lawmaking process. So ngayon, discuss ko po muna yung possible legal issue sa side ng Congress, okay? So yung more thorough discussion po nito is na-explain ko po yan dun sa first video ko, so panoorin nyo na lang po yun. So nakikita ko pong violation ng Congress dito is yung constitutional provision in relation to their internal rulemaking power, kung saan because of that rulemaking power, ginawa nila yung BICAM committee. Okay, so diba like what I discussed in my previous video, meron silang violation dun sa internal rules nila. So therefore, since there is a violation of their internal rules, in effect, there is a violation of that constitutional provision which entitled them to make that rule in the first place. Kasi syempre po, the power to enact a rule also carries with it the duty to follow and observe the rule that you created, diba? So since violate nila yung sariling rules na kinreate nila, in effect, it violates this provision po under the Constitution. Okay, so yan po yung sa side ng Congress na nakikita kong possible lapse nila. Pwede rin po natin yan i-argue dun sa provisions regarding the general guidelines when it comes to the lawmaking process, pero mahabang discussion na po masyado yun eh. So dun lang muna tayo tumutok na lang sa rulemaking violation nila. Okay, so ngayon punta naman po tayo sa possible liability po ng President in a situation like this. So ulitin ko lang po yung facts para klaro tayo, di ba? Yung Bicameral Conference Committee report po had blank provisions which was ratified by Congress, then was eventually submitted to the President. So yung nakikita ko pong possible issue talaga dito, kung blanco talaga yung provisions ng final version ng bill pag submit sinubmit sa Congress, wala pong authority yung presidente niyan to amend or to provide numbers or mathematical figures in those blank provisions. Kasi if the president will do that, that amounts to an amendment po of the bill. E tatandaan po natin, like what I earlier discussed, wala pong power to amend ang bill ang presidente. Ang power lang po niya when it involves the lawmaking process is unang-una po to propose the budget, pangalawa po niyan is to sign, at pangatlo po is to veto. Yung pag-propose po does not include the power to amend, the signing does not include the power to amend, and the veto power din po niya does not include the power to amend. Okay, so yun po yung nakikita kong possible issue dito. Kung yun nga, kung totoong blanco pa talaga pagdating sa presidente, so kung naging General Appropriations Act po yun, tapos wala nang blank provisions nung naging batas, therefore it is most likely the office of the president himself yung nagdagdag dun sa blank provisions. So pag ganyan po, that will be a violation po of the lawmaking process of the Constitution. So ngayon, punta naman po tayo sa scenario B natin. Okay, so let's say sa BICAM Conference Committee report, blanco, tapos inayos nila dun ngayon sa respective houses nila, na-fill up nila yung provisions na yon, tapos in-approve, ni-ratify ng Congress, and then tinransmit sa President for signing. So in this situation po, kung wala na talagang blank provisions yung bill when it reached the office of the President, dun po wala nang issue yun. Kasi na-settle na po lahat sa Congress level, lahat ng amendments Tapos yung trabaho na lang po ng President talaga niyan is either to sign the bill or to veto the bill. Okay? Pero in that situation po, in this scenario po natin, wala pong liability yung Presidente at yung Congress. Assuming ito po yung ginawa nila. Pero kung yun nga po, kung blanco talaga yon hanggang pagdating sa Presidente blanco, then dun po papasok ngayon tayo sa scenario A kung saan posible pong may constitutional liabilities yung both Congress and the office of the President. At kung may violation po sa Constitution, syempre magiging unconstitutional po yung batas niyan. At baka po curious lang kayo regarding any possible criminal liabilities po ng President dun sa scenario A natin. Currently po, if you are a sitting President, you have what we call the presidential immunity. So may hirapan po kasuhan ang isang sitting President for criminal cases. And for the side of Congress naman po, kung let's say gusto nyo kasuhan yung mga congressmen ng administrative liability, mahirapan din po kasuhan yung members ng Congress because they also have what we call parliamentary immunity. Kung saan po yung mga administrative liabilities nila, dapat House of Representatives lang po yung magdidiscipline sa kanila. Okay? Okay, so ngayon yung big question po talaga natin, sino ba yung nagsisinungaling dun kay President Bongbong Marcos versus former President Rodrigo Duterte? Okay? At yung makakasagot po talaga dyan will depend on what actually happened. Kung scenario A po yung nangyari, yung magkakaproblema po dyan is si President Bongbong Marcos. At kung yung scenario B naman po yung nangyari, yung may problema po dyan is yung side naman po ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. Okay? So, hindi ko po masasagot directly kung sino sa kanila kasi iba po yung statement silang dalawa. Una-una, si President Duterte was discussing the General Appropriations Bill, then si PBBM was discussing the General Appropriations Act. So, dun pa lang po medyo magulo na. Wala pa talaga tayong clarity kung ano yung actual facts na nangyari. Pero yun po yun, tandaan nyo na lang po, kung scenario A yung actual nangyari, si PBBM po yung may problema. Tapos kung scenario B naman po, si PRRD yung may problema. Okay, so hopefully klaro yun guys. If you like legal educational videos to current events, follow lang po kayo sa akin sa social media. And until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!